So usually I get all of my transfer business out the way before the season starts. But the season started and I've just made 3 transfers that I think could actually change our relegation survival hopes for the better. Hello and welcome back to The Real Deal. Today we have got 2 games for you, Deportivo, La Coruña and Malaga coming up. Now before we get into the transfers, I do want to talk about how things have been going this season. Actually, they've been going pretty well so far. Actually, I'm confident, that we're not going to be in a massive relegation battle that I thought we were going to be in. We may well be there at some point, but I think we may just avoid it by the way things have been going so far. So I'll take you through what our results have been so far, and I think you'll be encouraged by them as well. So we started off with that 2-1 loss to Levante last episode. Then we came up against Real Sociedad, a 1-1 draw there. We took the lead, and we actually, if I remember rightly, this could have been the match that we maybe should have won if we look at match stats. We're behind in this match actually, so perhaps we were the lucky one. There was another game where we drew and we should have probably won. Next up, we played Espanyol in what was a ridiculous game really, 5-5 in the end. We missed 2 penalties. One of them, Cordoba's goal, was a rebound from a penalty, so technically we did kind of score that penalty, but Lozano did miss a penalty in there. Francisco Gavrela scored his, so Lozano missed 2, but we did get the rebound. A little bit frustrating this game. I'll show you why in terms of the stats. Now, we were on top in this game. I do remember that actually, slightly on top, but if you look at their shots on target, 5 shots on target, 5 goals. So, I mean, Berke Özer, new goalkeeper, very similar to Barış Özer from the Lincoln Loco save. He was very susceptible to conceding the amount of shots on target that he faced. So, Barış Özer, Berke Özer could be the same person. Next up though, we had our first win of the La Liga season, a 2-1 win over promoted Liga. We came up with Liga, of course. We scored 2 goals early on, which made sure we settled and won the 3 points, which was lovely. Seville was up next, and I did think that we were going to lose this game, but we bounced back and we really had a decent second half actually. Unlucky not to win the game, I think actually. Ante Lozano scoring late on there to make it 2-2, but that was a fantastic result. We played the 5 at the back system though, which seemed to work very well against an attacking side like Seville, so hopefully we'll see more of that as we play some better teams later on in the season. And then last time out, unfortunate to lose 1-0 to Getafe. I think this was a game that we could have won if we look at the stats. Yeah, looking at the stats, we were the away side. We were much better. This is one that I was thinking of actually. We lost it, didn't draw it. I do think we were the better side of this game. We should have won it, and I think we were unfortunate not to get something out of it, essentially. But they're the results, as you can see. Overall this season, 2 losses, 3 draws and a win, which I don't think is too bad actually, considering we've just been promoted. It puts us 14th in the table as things stand, which I think is okay, on 6 points. 2 points clear of Zaragoza in the relegation zone, so obviously we could drop down there if we lose both games today and things like that. But at the same time, if we win both games today, we could be up there with the big boys at the top end of the table. Right, on to these transfers then, and unfortunately, central defender David Subius has moved to AC Milan. They triggered his release fee clause of 1.8 million, and there was nothing I could do. Went on deadline day. In fact, it was after deadline day because the Italian deadline is later than the Spanish one. So he went after deadline day. We offered him a new contract with a £5 million release fee clause. He wanted one after we rejected the initial bid from AC Milan. So he was all set to sign his contract, and then AC Milan swooped in with a £1.8 million bid before he could sign his new contract with his £5 million release fee clause. So unfortunately, we lost him for a lot less than we could have got for him, but we had to get some replacements in for Subius, and we did that just before actually, because our transfer window ended just before. So we brought in, in fact, we've brought in 4 players, but only 3 of them go into the first team. George Cuenca goes into the B team right now, 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He's kind of one for the future really that I thought we could bring in on a cheap deal. But these 2, Pedro Pinto, Jean Ruiz and Emmanuel Hackman, of course, 3 of them, they all joined the first team, and I think we needed them. We needed a bit more versatility at fullback position, and Emmanuel Hackman comes in from Portimonense, can play on both wing-back positions or full-back positions, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's going to be a fantastic player, brought in for just over $500,000, I think. Made 1 appearance so far, didn't actually play very well, but I do think he could be a decent squad addition to the... He won't replace Varela or Johannesson, but I think he's there to add some depth that we actually desperately needed at full-back positions. Pedro Pinto comes in from Rio Ave for $1 million. He is a central defender. We needed him, obviously. We didn't really predict Subius was going to go, but it turns out we really did need him now that Subius has gone. Just over £1 million we brought him in for. No, it was £1 million, wasn't it? 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's just a player that we needed to bolster that back line just a little bit more before the season properly got underway, I think. 24 years old, so slightly a bit too old for what I was really looking for. I was sort of looking for players 23 and under, but I sort of extended it to 25 when there weren't that many good under 23 players that wanted to join us. He's had a long career in Portugal, playing a lot of games, never really that consistent across the board, but I think he's got enough about him. I think from his stats that I've seen, I think he should be good enough to slot into our squad and play pretty well. And so far, his average rating doesn't suggest he's been that great, but he has played fairly well, I think. And finally, I think this could be the signing of the summer. Gene Ruiz comes in from FCSM. I mean, I can't quite remember how you properly pronounce it. There it is down there. I can't pronounce that. He comes in though, 1.6 million, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential, central midfielder or CDM, either position. And importantly, he can be either like a box-to-box or a ball-winning midfielder or a Mazzala. He can do anything he wants, basically, which is what I really like. He's not creative. We've got enough creative players. We need someone else who could do like everything else in midfield, and this guy can do it. Played very well the past 2 seasons for FCSM, including the start of this season, actually. 4 appearances so far this season for them, got a 7 rating. So I'm looking forward to him. I think he could be a real coup this season. I think he's going to be a great signing. I tried to sign him really early on in the transfer window, but they wanted like £5 million for him at the time. And I said no. He got really cross with the club for then not letting him go for the 5 million or letting him go to me at all. So he came in on deadline day, really put the pressure on, got him for 1.6 million, which is down a lot of money, of course. So we saved ourselves a lot of money, and I think he's going to be a fantastic addition. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses through the entire season. So there we go, all the results, the table, all the transfers were made, ins and outs. Let's get into today's game. Let's not waste any more time. Burke starts in goal. We could be seeing him make a few more mistakes. It could be Juan Carlos all over it, or all Özer again. Barish Özer, all Özer again. I mean, that's I love that. I'm going to be using that a lot, I think, now. I've just thought of that. Varela, George, Pinto and Johannesson start in that back line. Pinto comes in there, obviously, that new guy. The middle 3 starting today is Dorsch. He keeps his CDM place right now. Sunset comes in as a deep line playmaker, and Borja Fernandez is starting today. Gene Ruiz played in the last game, and actually that last game where we lost, he didn't play massively well. So I thought we'd give Borja Fernandez another go today because he's not played massively in the past few games. Cordoba starts on the left, Thomas on the right on the grounds. That can't tell what your name is, picked up an injury. Not 100% fit yet for today's game. So Raul Thomas comes in on the right hand side, and Lozano will start up front today as a striker. But Lozano, is he more of an inside forward or a winger? Winger on the right hand side, he's inside forward on the left. So Lozano starts up front, as I said. Looking for a big win today against Coruña. They're just below us in the table, I think. So this is a real opportunity to grab some points early doors this season. Right, kickoff is upon us then here today. We're at home, so we've got the home crowd behind us. I'm expecting a big win today. Hopefully, we can get the first one on camera this season for you. As you can see, the background has changed again. I've just rearranged. I'm back in Lincoln now for a little bit after university. I was in Nottingham, family of Lincoln, so I've just moved back in for a little while. I'm sort of in between things. It's weird because I'm sort of halfway back to Lincoln. Most of my stuff is still in Nottingham though, so I need to go back to Nottingham and sort of get my stuff, and I'll probably just be there for a little bit as well. And then job wise, who knows where I'm going to be. So I could be anywhere. It's all backgrounds are going to change all the time. However, I have just rearranged my room back in Lincoln, so my desk is now right in front of my window, which is massive. So I'm absolutely bathed in sunlight now, to the point where actually I think I might need sunglasses because it's getting a bit hard to see. I'm squinting a bit. The sun is sort of shining in this way onto me, so sunglasses might be needed. But I've got a lovely view of Lincoln Cathedral. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, ever been before, but I'd recommend it if you've not been. It's probably the best building in the world, so have a Google of it, have a look at it. But we're coming forward now, early doors in this game. 17 minutes gone, we just get tackled there. Juan Fran tries to clear the ball now, but looks like Johannesson gets in the way there. Thomas on the ball, out to Borja Fernandez. Can he make a killer ball through to Sunset? Sunset, the deep line playmaker, into Lozano, edge of the area, into the Thomas. Superb save by the goalkeeper there, and that looks like the attack's over as Juan Fran clears it. But a lovely little move there. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Alright, 0-0 at half time. Obviously not that bad, I've got to say. Calmly though, we're not doing badly. If everyone continues to work hard, we can win this. A lot of players listen keenly, which, I mean, I'd rather them listen passionately, look motivated, but listening keenly is not too bad. What I am tempted to do early doors in the second half actually is maybe swap Lozano and Raul Thomas over. I think Lozano can play in that right attacking midfield position, and Lozano obviously is an out-and-out striker. So I think actually we're going to do that right now. We'll swap these two over because they've not been playing massively well in their respective positions so far. Maybe just changing things up will help them out a little bit. Lozano, we'll make him... He can stay as a winger on attack, that's fine. He can't really do anything else. They're all pretty similar attributes. But we're coming forward now. Sunset on the ball into Raul Thomas, who's moved into the striker position. His ball not quite good enough, but George collects the ball into Borja Fernandez, out to Cordoba. Cordoba cuts inside. Borja Fernandez shot from the edge of the area, just over the bar. That was a great little move there. But if we could just work it into the box, that'd be nicer. I'm happy with how things are going. However, we're obviously on the front foot. They've not had many shots and things like that. So I reckon actually it maybe makes sense to have two strikers, move Dorsch out to the wing. Obviously you can't play there, and bring Can't Tell What Your Name Is on to the wing there. He likes to be an inside forward as well. So maybe if we just make those two changes, we're on standard. If we go to control as well, that might help. Can't Tell What Your Name Is on the bench, off the bench now, puts it in. He has a shot. His first shot of the game hits the post. Was it the post? The woodwork's come up now. Yeah, it was the post, unfortunately. We're getting closer. Highlights coming thick and fast for us now. We've changed things to have two strikers. Cordoba saved on the line by the goalkeeper. We are knocking on the door this game. We should be winning this. I think what we'll do is we'll bring Febas on for Sunset, make him a advanced playmaker on attack, but Borja Fernandez... box to box is only on support. Okay, we'll leave it like that then for now. I was kind of hoping we could go a bit more defensive with him maybe, just because we don't overcommit and they hit us on the counter attack. Goal kick then for Coruña. Play it out towards Coman there, and they're trying to come forward through the centre of the pitch now, although a great tackle there from George, out to Cantel, What Your Name Is. Cantel puts it into he puts it out to Varela. It was a bit of an anticlimax there, but we still retain possession into Cordoba, who can put a decent cross in, cleared though by the first man, but we retain possession. Febas back to Cantel, What Your Name Is. What's he going to do? He comes out wide, gets a ball back to Borja Fernandez. He puts it into Cordoba, and we have finally taken the lead against Deportivo. It's taken 66 minutes. We should have done it earlier, I think, but we are asserting our dominance here. We've been the much better side. They've only had 2 shots, Coruña. I'm now very worried that they're going to get 1 shot on target, and Özer is going to concede it, and it's going to be just misery. All Özer again. Borja Fernandez now into Cantel, What Your Name Is. Let's get a second goal here. Really put the game beyond all doubt now. Cordoba in the middle towards the Thomas. Back to Borja Fernandez, who rockets it into the back of the net from distance there. 2-2 now. Hopefully the floodgates will open. We're going to win our second game of the season by looks of things, and hopefully it's going to be more empathetic than 2-0. We'll make one more change this game just to keep things fresh at the back. We're going to take Pinto off, bring Katic on. He can play as a defensive centre-back. That's what he likes to do. So Katic will come on for these last 15-20 minutes or so, just to solidify things at the back. Right, another chance for us to come forward now. Let's grab a third. Cantel, What Your Name Is, into Borja Fernandez, who puts a great ball out to Johannesson, into Lozano, tackled on the edge of the area, but only as far as Cantel, who puts it back to Febas. The third time we've hit the post, apparently. There's 3 woodwork things there for us now, so we've been unlucky. We could have had 5 goals if we'd just been a little more accurate, perhaps. But Cantel, What Your Name Is, back to Cordoba, cleared away, and that could be the end of the highlights. But we go straight back to the throw-in, though. Febas, who just hit the post moments ago. Borja Fernandez, have another shot, mate, from distance. You've been trying all game. You've got one. Grab another. Doesn't matter, because Raul Thomas gets on the end of a Diogo Johannesson cross. It is 3-0. What a huge result. There we go, a big 3-0 win there, passionately. What a performance, a great win for us there. Only a few players looking delighted with that, actually. Most players don't really seem to care, which is a bit interesting. But I think that was a fantastic victory. The biggest we've had so far this season. Puts us up to 12th, I think, temporarily. But I think we could have played... I'm not quite sure what time we're playing compared to everyone else. Right, 2 weeks, apparently, till the Malaga game. Oh, there's international break in between. I should have checked that before. That's a little bit annoying, actually. Waiting for international break is... It's one of the worst things. So all the results have come through from the weekend. We're looking pretty good still then. 9 points then. Sitting 12th in the table. Moved up ever so slightly. So pretty good stuff. What? I've just seen some guy outside. He's got up and he's alright now. But he literally just like... I don't know how he did it. He just seemed to like flip off his bike. He's just walking along now. He seems to be fine, but he literally went over the handlebars. I mean, if that was gymnastics, that would be absolutely incredible. He'd get a 10 out of 10 for me. Oh, to be fair, Johannesson expecting a new contract. We did... Yeah, okay. Right, let's offer him a new contract then. How much does he want? We did try to offer him one recently, but he turned it down because he wants 18k. He's currently on 4.5. I'm not giving him a £14,000 per week increase. So we're going to get rid of whatever he wanted there. Unused substitute fee, get rid. Really, appearance fee down to 3k. Clean sheet 2.5. Release fee clause, we'll make it down to 4.5 instead. We might get a bit kind if we do that, but we'll take this down to 8k. Suggest that. And again, already straight to yellow, which is a bit annoying. Again, we'll take it down to 3k, 2.5. We'll take it down to 10k. And there what? He's happy. I mean, I don't understand that, really. All we've done is given him... Well, we're giving him 6k more per week, aren't we? But that's better than the 14k per week more he wanted. Okay, that's okay. I don't know why he just accepted a 7k decrease in what he wanted. He said 17k, I said no 10k, and he's like, yeah, alright. Like, I don't understand that kind of logic when he was on the orange, which usually means if you take it down more than like £1,000, then they're out. But for whatever reason, he was happy. Right, so we're back now for this Malaga game. Apparently George and Pinto have played fairly poorly together, so we may swap one of those around later on. Either way though, we're coming against Malaga now. They're doing pretty well this season. They're in third, and we are playing away from home as well. So we're going to switch this 5 at the back system, which worked pretty well against Seville. So let's sort this team. Obviously Lozano's got to go as a complete forward. Thomas comes in as that trequartista. We like to have an advanced playmaker on this one, so Febas comes on for Sunset. Ball winning midfielder Dorsch can actually play there pretty nicely as well. And we can leave Borja Fernandez there, but I may bring on Gene Ruiz actually for Dorsch because he can play there very, very well. Varela and Johannesson fine as wing backs, but Cordoba cannot play centre back, so Katic will have to come on for him as a defensive centre back. Other than that, looking through this list here, I think that's fine actually. No, we'll bring on Tomori for Cordoba, and Pastrana can come off for Jeremy because we're not going to use wingers particularly, are we? Again, I've not got the Malaga scarf with me. It's in Nottingham still, and I'm in Lincoln, so I can't show you the Malaga scarf, which is a bit annoying as they come forward very early on looking to try and score an early goal. Now, of course, if you're more interested in Malaga, if you've got a specific interest, then this is Rich, formerly known as Rich on Twitch, on his YouTube channel, is starting a series with Malaga. What day is this coming out on? This comes out on a Friday. I think he's starting the save on Sunday. I'm sure that's what I saw on Twitter. He's starting it on Sunday. So if you're interested in Malaga, he's using an updated database as well. So Malaga got relegated this season in real life. So he's using an updated database where Malaga are in the second division. I think at least. Don't quote me on that if I'm all wrong for some reason, if it doesn't work out. But that's what I've seen on Twitter and think that's what's going to be happening. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I'll leave this link in the description to Rich's channel. So have a look at that. This game though, going alright so far. A few chances for Malaga in the background as I was talking there. They've got a chance from the corner now. Decent save by Berkey though from a free header from Hernandez, that was. The pressure is still on as they come forward again. George manages to clear it this time, but they're still passing it around. An ambulance goes past me, which is made me jump a little bit. The sirens then, you probably heard that as well. Roll on now on the ball on the edge of the area. They're still passing it around nicely. It finally goes in the back of a net. Kiko puts it in there 13 minutes in, and this could be a long game. Now, of course, we beat Malaga last season in the Spanish Cup over 2 legs. We drew one and then won one very dramatically. I think it was away from home. However, this time, being away from home as Malaga, we are now 2-0 down. It's not looking good right now. Apparently, there's quite a gap between our attack and midfield, which kind of makes sense. So if we move Febas to more of an attacking advanced playmaker and move Lozano back to more supporting complete forward, perhaps that might bridge the gap just a little bit. I don't know if that will help or not, but it might help a little bit. I did say we were probably going to get rid of Tomori actually. We couldn't in the end because the English transfer window had finished by the time I wanted to get rid of him, which means that we couldn't have terminated his loan. As we have just scored a goal, Raul Thomas gets on the end of a corner there. Fantastic stuff. Giving ourselves a lifeline in this game already. I mean, I say lifeline. It's only 37 minutes into the game. It's not like it's the 90th minute or something, but we've still got a whole second half to go. We've come back into it a little bit towards the end of the second half in terms of our possession and shots and things like that, which is nice to see. Hopefully we can build on it in the second half and grab a late winner like we did against Seville. Now, obviously, this formation, we do sit back quite a lot. We're inviting the pressure on. We're essentially just trying to get them on the counter-attack and things like that. Obviously, we score from a corner, which isn't quite the counter-attack, but you know what I mean. We're trying to build from the counter-attack, so of course it's to be expected that Malaga are going to have 11 shots against us and we're only going to have 4. Like, we are minimising our chances, but I think by doing that, the pressure that we invite on, we can hit them on the counter-attack. We've got some pacey guys up front. Johannesson and Varela, wing-backs, they've got some pace on them. So I'm confident that this formation will get results. It worked against Seville. We did concede 2, but we did score 2 as well. And Seville are obviously a very decent side. With this formation, we don't really give them much time or space. Apart from this guy right now, who's got time and space in abundance. But usually, the players crowd them pretty easily there. Dorsch gets in there pretty nicely. The Thomas now on the ball, trying to build down the right-hand side ourselves. The Thomas passes his man into Borja Fernandez. Fernandez hits the post. Agonisingly close there. Will we get another chance like that later on? Diego Johannesson looking tired. We haven't really got anyone else that can play there apart from Cantal, what your name is, and he can't really play there. So I think we move him up to the winger position, make him an inside forward on support. It's a very, very advanced wing back. That's what we're going to call it right now. I don't know if that was the right move to do or not. I feel like we may have just ruined things a little bit there. Perhaps we should exploit that right hand side, try and overload it a little bit, exploit the right flank. See if we can get Cantel into the game a little bit, because he could be the key to scoring an equaliser here as the clock starts to tick down into the final 5 minutes. Corner for Malaga. It's saved by Berke Özer. Now, okay, fair enough, the highlight ended. I thought we were going to see a massive counter-attack, but apparently not. Final corner for us in the 94th minute. Katic got on the end of it. Roberto makes a superb save. That was the chance, I think, if we were going to have any chance of getting back into this game, and we haven't quite made it. Malaga 2, Oviedo 1, but I don't think we can be disappointed with that. I did think we played quite well in that. Unlucky boys wasn't to be. Considering where we've come from, how good Malaga have been so far this season, and the golfing quality of players, I don't think a 2-1 defeat there is bad at all. Right, next episode then is probably going to... I think we played Barcelona last season, so we're going to skip Barcelona for now. We may play them later on in the season. I want to do Real Betis and Athletic Bilbao. I think they'll be both very interesting games, so that is going to be next episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, then make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time for some more Real Deal action.